I didn't expect last week to hit me the way it did. I was at the Family Mastermind. It's a twice a year gathering of a room full of incredible entrepreneurs, real estate investors, business owners, and people trying to build something bigger with their lives. People chasing more, people caring a lot, people trying to build businesses, build freedom, build impact, build the next version of themselves. And I was there to soak it all in. And I also produced a segment. I was there to connect. I was there to learn. And I was there building something of my own in real time. And somewhere in the middle of all of it, the conversations, the dinners, the laughs, the time on stage, the quiet moments in between, it hit me. I needed the room more than I realized. Because if I'm being honest, I've been caring a lot lately. I'm in a season where I'm building something I care deeply about, not just a business, something that feels bigger than that, something I really believe can help all of you. I'm building the $2 bill brand. I'm building the Be the Only concept. I'm building a message around helping people stop blending in, stop sounding like everybody else, and finally understand what makes you different in a way the world can actually feel. And that sounds exciting, because it is. But it also feels heavy sometimes, and I do not think we talk about that enough. When you're building something that matters to you, it can feel exciting and heavy at the same time. There are days when I feel clear. There are days when I feel on fire. And there are days when I wonder if I'm doing enough, if I'm moving fast enough, if I'm seeing the path clearly enough, if all the things I'm carrying in my head and my heart are actually turning into the life I see for myself and my family. And I know I'm not the only one who feels that. Do you? I think a lot of you feel that. I think a lot of you, entrepreneurs, W-2 employees, I know you feel that. A lot of experts feel that. Especially if you had one career, one identity, one version of success, and now you're building something new. That can mess with you a lot. Because part of you knows exactly why you're doing it, and part of you is still trying to find your footing while you do it. That's why this week mattered so much to me, because I got in a room with people who are doing big things. But what hit me was not just how successful they all were, it was how real they were, how generous they were, how open they were. And it hasn't stopped. Mastermind ended Wednesday, and I'm getting messages every single day wanting to reach out. All of them were there to listen, to share, to laugh, to pour into people, and just be human. No fake networking. No weird business card strategy, no trying to prove who had the biggest business in the room, just real connection. And if you have never been in a room like that before, let me tell you why it matters. Most people think networking is about meeting more people. I don't think that's the point. The point is getting around the kind of people who remind you what is possible, the kind of people who sharpen you, the kind of people who speak life into you, the kind of people who make you feel less alone while you're carrying something big. That is what the room did for me. Sunday night was one of those nights I will not forget. I sat at a dinner with a powerhouse group of people, and I'm still laughing about some of it, still thinking about the conversations. And if you were at the dinner, you know what I'm talking about. Still thinking about how much ground got covered just by sitting at a table with the right people. Too many moments to name. Thank you, Cody Hoffine, Dave Falk, Steve Richards, Charles Bird, Dolmar Cross, Francis Ablola, just to name a few. And suddenly that became the whole trip. It felt like the conversation never stopped. From 5 p.m. after our presentation, all the way until I got to the airport, it felt like there was always one more meaningful conversation waiting for me. And I do not take that lightly. Especially my dog over here does not take that lightly. because those kinds of moments can change you, not all at once, but piece by piece. And then there was the presentation. This part meant a lot to me. Because people in the room knew who I was, but they did not really know me. Not fully, not the whole story, not the full weight of where I've been, and certainly not the full vision of where I'm going. And I got a chance to stand on stage and share something that pulled those worlds together. My television background, the power of real stories, what makes people pay attention, what makes somebody memorable, what makes a brand, a business, or even a television show actually connect. And it was one of those moments where I could feel something shifting, not in some ego way, not in a look at me way, in a very real way, in a way where you can feel people start to see you more clearly. And sometimes that's all it takes. One moment, one stage, one room, one chance to finally let people see the full picture of who you are and what you carry. And that meant a lot to me. And I could not be more grateful for that time Matt Andrews gave to me. Really. Because opportunities like that matter. Trust like that matters. Belief like that matters. And I do not think people always realize how much one person giving you a shot can change what happens next. It changed something in me, and without giving too much away, it's also helping create major strides in the business I'm building right now. Real strides, the kind that makes things feel more real, the kind that make you leave not just inspired, but responsible. Because when something you've been building quietly in your heart starts taking shape in the real world, it wakes something up in you. And that is where I'm right now. Grateful. Overwhelmed. Overwhelmed in the best way, but I'm clear. I'm hungry. I'm more convinced than ever that the right room can change your life. Not because it hands you success, definitely does not hand you success. It changes your belief. It changes your energy. It changes your clarity. And it changes your speed. And most importantly, it changes how alone you feel while you're building. That matters. Because building alone can get loud. You start overthinking. You start carrying pressure quietly. You start wondering if everybody else sees something you do not. You start getting in your own head. And then the right people pull you back out. They remind you who you are. They remind you what you're good at. They remind you what you're building. They remind you that maybe you are not behind. Maybe you're just in process. Maybe you're not lost. Maybe you're just early. Maybe you don't need a whole new life. Maybe you just need a better room. And yes, somewhere in the middle of this, there was also an epic comeback on the pickleball court. Yes, I said pickleball. I know I play tennis, but I play pickleball because that's what you do at the Family Mastermind. You network with entrepreneurs on the pickleball court at 6:30 in the morning. So let me tell you, we were getting crushed from the eventual champions from a town that I will not name. We did get crushed. Go blue. But in another match, we battled back. And honestly, that felt like a pretty good picture of the season of life too. Not fully there yet. Still fighting. Still learning. Still trying to get better. Still trying to stay in the game long enough for things to click. That was the week for me. A reminder to stay in it, a reminder to keep building, a reminder that I do not have to carry all of this by myself. So if you're watching this and you've been building something quietly, if you've been carrying a vision that feels heavy, if you've had days where you feel strong and days where you question everything, I get it. I really do. And I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt alone while building something important? If that's you, drop the word alone in the comments because I think a lot more people feel that than they admit. And if this video hit home, stay close. Because what I'm building right now is for the person who knows they were made to stand out, but needs help finally naming what makes them the only. That's where this is going. And after this week, I believe that more than ever. Be the only. Be the $2 bill.